The rumours are back. Yesterday, Arsenal were linked with Luis Campos, people of PSG, formerly of Monaco and Lille, for the sporting director's job. Now we've been linked with Andrea Berta, who has been chased by AC Milan, allegedly Arsenal, and was at Atletico Madrid. I guess if you don't want, I guess I'll take a deep dive and make a video and whatnot. But whilst Arsenal fans are concerned, I think everyone would agree we need to get a lot of things on the pitch right in the summer, get some new contracts, and how much of that can be done without a sporting director. We've been linked with a bunch of them, whether it's going to be Jason Ito being promoted on a full-term basis in that or long-term basis, whether it's Luis Campos, Roberto Alabi, this one, that one, and the third. Let's see exactly what's going on. Now, before I begin, obviously, if some of this doesn't make sense, that's purely because I've used Google Translate. Unfortunately, I cannot understand Spanish. The Arsenal, I love the way they said the Arsenal has been probing the transfer market for several weeks to reinforce the club, but this time it is not a footballer for Mikel Arteta, but a sports director to replace Edu. The Brazilian signed for Nottingham Forest and for his group of teams that includes Olympiacos in the first half of the season and left avoiding the organisation chart that the Gunners they are trying to cover as soon as possible. In this way, Arsenal has a list of candidates, and Andrea Berta, fresh out of Atletico Madrid, is one of them. The former sports director, that's like I said, the former sports director Mattress, as Gaspar has announced, he is close to Arsenal. Sorry, Edu Garcia. So that's not Edu Gaspar, but apparently, I guess this means on some radio station, somebody has revealed that this Donny is close to going to Arsenal. And obviously, him being Spanish, not that countries matter, but maybe aligned with the way of thinking of not just Mikel Arteta, but the coaching staff. We do hear Mikel Arteta is going to have some level of say in the sporting director, whether we agree with that or not, people. He's been at Atletico before. Again, don't know too much about this guy, people. Confirms the part. Okay, this says 12. This says 12 years. But that said, okay, 12 years. I thought it said 12 games, people. He has been linked with AC Milan prior, people. So maybe his name is just being thrown around for no reason. At 53 years of age, he isn't the oldest of or the youngest. He's experienced. So you could argue we need that, people. Apparently, going back in January of this year, The Athletic published a piece where they said Andrea Berta will be prepared for a possible move to the Premier League by studying English in London when he leaves Atletico Madrid. Now, obviously, him being a sporting director and you're speaking with a bunch of people and players and agents and clubs from different countries and nationalities, English, I guess, typically is going to be a common tongue. So maybe he's just learning it to extend his level of linguistic skills, or maybe it's Arsenal or somebody else, people. Again, he's been there 12 years. Man United have also been linked with him prior, people. He's Italian apparently and has worked at Girona and Parma before obviously helping to shape Atletico Madrid, people. He helped to sign Griezmann, a player we should have signed initially when he was at Sociedad, ironically. He apparently helped sign Jota and Oblak and half of these guys, and you would have seen in the present day Lenormand, Skoloff, Conor Gallagher, Julian Alvarez, some decent little players working within the budget. I guess they made profit on Samu Amaridon, the striker that's at Porto. So wouldn't be against him if I'm honest with you. Keeping up the theme with Spain, apparently Arsenal are facing transfer competition from Barcelona for the signing of talented Espanyol goalkeeper Garcia this summer, according to reports. We were strongly linked with him last summer. We had a £16.5 million in brackets, people, which equates to about 20 million euros rejected. We know we got on deadline day Neto signed on a season-long loan. Apparently Arsenal, well, specifically Arteta's coaching and goalkeeping staff rate this individual highly. We've previously heard their sporting director say they'd be prepared to let him go, and the man himself hasn't actually said he's going to leave, but seems quite coy on his future. At the moment, I'm not thinking about the future, but you never know if it happens. Let it happen in the best way. If in the end it turns out I have to leave, how can I not say goodbye? Well, Espanyol are a club that has given me everything. If I go through the back door, it wouldn't go well. He's earmarked allegedly to be one day Spain's first choice goalkeeper. You know, Barcelona have Ter Stegen and actually Szczesny, but Ter Stegen, we've got Raya. I do wonder how long him at 23 years of age, basically just really making his inroads for Espanyol and in professional football, how long would he want to be the second choice goalkeeper at Arsenal? You never know. Arteta might come true on those claims that he'll sub goalies at half time. Obviously, I think Raya has been one of our better signings and it has been an upgrade on Aaron Ramsdale, but we have seen Mikel Arteta very quick, or not afraid, I should say, to change his goalkeeper. So you never know, people. But I think if you get him in, maybe even get Neto in as your third choice keeper. Let the young ones go out on loan, is what it is. Arsenal are not expected to have a free run at him. Barcelona and Arsenal, as well as everyone, is still linked with Alexander Isak. Whether we're able to get him is a completely different entity. Simultaneously, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Saudi Arabia, so a country, are pushing to hire Luis Campos, allegedly. Arsenal's interest has been driven by Mikel Arteta, who believes Campos's expertise in recruitment, squad building, and organisation can help turn his Premier League title contenders into champions. We all know Edu left. Obviously, Chelsea are buying every wonder kid and playing real life FM. Why not sign Campos, who has started to do that at PSG? You've seen what he's did at Monaco. You've seen what he's did at Lille, people. Ironically, with Gabriel Magalhaes. So we'll have to see. I don't know if I should take stock in this. Great individuals, regardless of if they're footballers or sporting directors, are always going to be in high demand. Chelsea are changing their structure, us as well. And also, apparently, PSG want to keep him, and there's some rumors around his contract running out at the end of this season. In fact, it says it's there. So do take it with a pinch of salt. Saudi Arabia's government has also asked Campos to build a national team capable of unprecedented success at the 2034 World Cup. Damn. And he could... The Saudi offer is said to be worth 200 million over 10 years. I mean, you've done all you can in the European game. I'm not going to lie. If I'm Campos, I might go over there for that tax-free money. Barca have an interest in Garcia, but Arsenal remain best positioned to sign him, according to Spanish media once again, people. So we'll have to see exactly how that one develops. Arsenal could be emerging as favourites to sign one of the most in-demand wonder kids in Europe, according to reports. Seeing is believing, but we've been linked with Jamie Gittens, once of a Reading and Manchester City's academy. You all know the 20-year-old has 7 goals, as stated here, and 3 assists in 23 Bundesliga appearances. Borussia Dortmund might not get Champions League football, and there's rumours they might have to sell. Naturally, I'd imagine at some point he's going to return to England. 85 million euros, what's that, 70 odd? Now, it's not my money, don't really care. And if he comes and does the job, great. But where we're probably going to spend that kind of figure on a Sesko or something, are we going to sign a winger like that? Which I believe in him. I think he's got a lot of talent. But at the point of entry into this football club, is he going to be a level raiser, or are we going to keep doing what we're doing where it's kind of not geared towards the long term? I don't know, people. Apparently, he's ready to push for a World Cup spot with a return to England. Surely you can get that performing at Dortmund, but you never know, especially because Thomas Tuchel once was Dortmund manager, and obviously I'm sure him being German keeps an eye on Germany. Chelsea are considering a summer move for Aaron Ramsdale. Apparently he's got a relegation clause. He's probably the only half-decent Southampton player yesterday when Southampton, quite frankly, got spanked by Chelsea, if I'm honest with you. One thing that could help Arsenal, apparently the Premier League and Serie A are proposing a radical change to the transfer market where, in short, it closes once the season opens, in which you saw how we've made a mess of the last 2 windows. Maybe we'd be at a disadvantage, but maybe that would mean we'd have to accelerate plans, people. No clue why Isak's there, but you get the point. Nico Williams still in danger. Arsenal were positioning themselves as favourites to sign Nico Williams this summer, but a transfer for their long-term target could be in jeopardy after an unexpected turn of events. Where's that turn of events? I'm not sure, people. I'm not even going to read that. Guardiola wants Jamie Gittens. We lead the race for Gittens. This all could be true. It could all be nonsense. Apparently, we're looking at Frankie de Jong as a plan B if we fail to sign Martin Zubimendi. Now, a bunch of players have been linked with Frankie de Jong. He's someone that seems like, I don't know, it's a weird one. It's almost like Barcelona need money or something. He's someone that could be sold. He seems like a very talented player and seems like he's happy with life in Barcelona, but it seems like not everybody's necessarily convinced on him. I don't believe that, because I think Zubimendi, away from ability, Frankie de Jong's great. Zubimendi probably makes more sense, and if we have been doing the groundwork, then fair enough. This has said, we learned that Arsenal's pursuit of Zubimendi is gathering pace, with the midfielders' reps flying to London a fortnight ago for further discussions with club officials. The Gunners have been long-term admirers of the Spanish international and have already held advanced talks regarding a potential summer transfer. It's understood Arsenal prepared to double Zubimendi's wages and have reached an agreement on a 4-year deal. However, despite the financial and sporting incentives on offer, the 26-year-old remains cautious about the move and is seeking assurances on non-football related matters before committing to the transfer. Non-football related? Okay, so we all know on the best of days, we're not going to get excited until people are holding the shirts, but especially with Zubimendi. This is said that we're looking at both Benjamin Sesko and Ollie Watkins. I can't see us signing both of them, but according to Steve K, He has said, people, Watkins is still on our agenda. Yeah, with Ollie Watkins, I had a conversation today with the main man, and Arsenal aren't going away for Ollie Watkins. Because of the injury to Gabriel Jesus, he may not be expected back until possibly into 2026. I think that as well. Maybe November, late. I've been told Ollie Watkins is still on the agenda because they need 2 strikers. But then who's going to play out wide? That 40 mil will stay on the table, and if Watkins is happy to come, he will come. I've also been told this will not affect going in for a main striker like Sesko. It won't be any more than 40 million. 40 million is the only number I know of. It may be a bit lower than that because it's another year. Again, apparently Vlahovic is available for 30 million euros and all of those things. I think I speak for every Arsenal fan where whether it's Gittens, Cunha, Vlahovic, the dream, Isaac, Sesko, Gyökeres, just get the damn players in and let's make sure we address these areas now. Maxime de Cooper, people, who plays for Club Brugge, apparently Arsenal are still keen on signing him, and the 24-year-old left-back is also drawing interest from West Ham and AC Milan. You never know with Tomiyasu's persistent injuries, like Jesus, not expected until the end of 2025. In the best of days, Kivior could be moved on. Tierney's going. Zinchenko, you'd imagine, is someone they're going to force out the door. Yes, you would still have Calafiori and Lewis Skelly and the option of Timber going over there, but there's probably scope to bring in. I wouldn't say it's a priority, but you could say that, people. Arteta has said Arsenal will give up on the Premier League over my dead body. You lot give me your thoughts on that. Apparently, Victor Osimhen is unsure what the future holds for him, but has hinted he'd be open to staying at Galatasaray amid interest from the Premier League. Specifically what has he said? To be honest, I don't know. You know, the last few months, nobody ever thought I would come here. I never believed that I'd come to Galatasaray, despite how big they are. I live for the moment. I don't know what will happen in the summer, but I want everyone to understand that I really love this club. I love the fans. I love the president. I love everyone associated with the club. It's a really big deal to be here, and I'm really enjoying my time here. Arsenal are still forever going to be linked with him. I personally don't think we're in for him. Romano and Sterling has said, expecting the player to deliver for the final months of the season. Then the expectation for Sterling is to return to Chelsea and not staying at Arsenal next season. That's the clear feeling internally. I think we all knew that. We've gone over the young stuff already. We've spoken about Martin Zubimendi and how there's a bunch of clubs interested in him. Apparently, Los Blancos believe several factors make the Spain international the right fit for them. So this is saying Real Madrid are not going away again, people. We'll have to see, really, if we're involved. Tyler Diblin, a player that we need to get at Arsenal. Apparently, he will leave if Southampton get relegated, and there are some reports that say he has a relegation clause. I know we're not going to get him, but he's the closest replacement we could find to Emile Smith-Rowe. Chelsea are interested in Liam Delap and sent scouts to watch him during Ipswich defeat to Spurs at the weekend. Is he someone that Arsenal should be looking at, people? Manchester City are hoping to beat Arsenal to the signing of 18-year-old midfielder Nepan from Rosenborg. City, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Girona, who's basically City, and a bunch of other clubs are still linked with him, people. And maybe at least for this season, I don't know what this time next year will be saying, but apparently Real Madrid are no longer planning to sign a centre-back this summer as they believe in their current options. Although if Saliba doesn't commit his future, if we miss the mark again, it being a World Cup year, fast forward a year from now, so 2026, he'd have a year left on his deal. If we was heading into that summer with that context, you never know. As we all know, 99% of these rumors are BS, but it makes for great talking points. And again, smash the like button, comment, and let me know your thoughts.
Like